Ovogodišnja etapna trka Wild Bear okupila je neka od najpoznatijih imena mountain bajka, ali jedno posebno odzvanja. Osmostruki holandski nacionalni šampion i jedno od najpoznatijih lica ovog sporta, Becking. Hans, thank you so much for taking the time and welcome to Serbia. It's your first time here and at the Wild Bear MTB stage race. What are your first impressions of the country and the race itself?
It's the first time, so thanks for having me and Nenad inviting me for this race. And I really like to enjoy new places, and since I arrived here I feel very welcome. I've been in Belgrade one day. It was really nice to explore the city a little bit and then going to the mountains where it's a bit cooler and having beautiful nature, beautiful park, to ride my bike there. It's been a really nice experience so far. Today was very fast from the start. Some small climbs. I think the course design did a good job to keep it not too much single track in the beginning, and then towards the end there were some really steep surprises which on the profile you don't really see that it's so steep, but we get to get up there, and it was really challenging, and it's started to be muddy, more technical, and it has a little bit of everything, and it was really enjoyable.
You've raced all over the world. How does this race compare to other stage races you've done?
It's more been an experience. It's like riding with a group of friends here. Normally the race is very serious and stressed and nervous, and everybody is a bit complaining, and here everybody's just having a good time. Drinking some beers, laughing, and I think we just have the first day, and I think always towards the end of the race it's even gonna get better. So I look forward for that. But the terrain, it's been a mixed. I've been racing in Croatia, I've been racing in Czech Republic, and it's like a bit of a mix of those countries. So it's good fun, and it's new, it's different, so I really like it.
You've had many races and victories, but let's go back to the beginning. And how did you first fall in love with cycling?
It's a very long story. I actually got a knee injury. I have to recover from that, and the doctor say go cycling, and I start mountain biking when I was 14 years, so that's more than 25 years ago. A long time, and since then I just love the bike. I love the feeling of being outside, being outdoors, just being in the nature and making it my job. It's like a childhood dream come true, and now the bike bring me here to Serbia and meeting some amazing people, so I'm really happy.
One of my favorite stories about you is from when you were just 15, a simple phone call that showed just how dedicated you were to cycling at a very young age. Can you take us back to that moment?
Well, when I was obsessed by mountain biking, I think when you are a child, like 15 years old, it's like you really want to get better. And at that time we had Bart Brandtjes, the Olympic champion in the Netherlands. And yeah, by then we didn't have phones or Instagram or whatever, and I feel very old saying this, but I really have to look in the phone book, and I start calling every Brandtjes in where I know where he lived. So in the city I called all Brandtjes, and then finally I get through him, and I start asking questions about what tire pressure, how do you train, where do you train, all that kind of stuff. And I think that's a good part of the mountain bike community, because I was nothing. I was a small kid that started to ride, and he was the Olympic champion, and we chat for 1 hour, and that's also a part why I fall in love with the sport, because we all the same here. If you finish in 2 hours or in 6 hours, we have the same beers, we have the same laughter afterwards, we have the same fun, and that's how it started for me, and I still want to bring the passion to the young people again and enjoy with everybody.
And years later, you actually joined Bart's team, right? How did that feel, and in what way did that persistence as a kid shape you as a professional?
I think so, yeah. I think I went to his house later to visit him, and I saw the whole team structure, and then I started racing well. We went together to the World Championships and this kind of thing with the national selection. And then it's like, okay, let's see how far I can get, and then ending up in his team, calling him, he was my boss, I have to do what he say, but also he shared the experience, but was for me way better than any money he could pay, because he was already Olympic champion, and he could explain me everything. So yeah, I think that was lesson one, that you have to go after your goals, and then from then on you have to build and get to the highest level.
At that age, were you simply a curious kid, or did you already sense how important that step might be for your future?
I felt sport is something special in general, I think. I think if you are being able to perform on a high level of sport, you can also get a lot of places in life, in business, in whatever you want to pursue after your sport career. So I think it's always a good investment as a young person to put your time in sport, to put your effort in sport. And I knew already then that my life would be basically dedicated to the bike and nature and being outdoors, so it's quite clear.
You won 8 national titles across different disciplines. What does it mean to you to race for the national champion's jersey? And does the feeling change after so many years of success?
If you have the national champion jersey, it's always like you are a bit like the target. People recognize the jersey, and it's always nice to represent your country. And it gives a little bit more pressure, or you want to do well because you are the champion. You want to show that in my country also are good riders. So it's been a pleasure to wear that jersey for many years.
Your career is incredibly diverse. You've been national champion in both cross-country and marathon. What is the biggest difference between those two disciplines, and how do you adapt your training for each?
So the cross-country is more short. It's like we do on circuits. It's like the Formula One of mountain biking. And then the marathon, it's the longer distance. I think a little bit naturally when you get older, you get better in marathon because you have a bigger engine. You can go for more hours on the bike. And cross-country is more explosive, so you have to train more sprints, more explosive stuff. And for marathon, like tomorrow we have the Queen State, it's going to take us three and a half hours. So you really have to get long rides of 5-6 hours in, and that's more marathon.
You had huge victories at major stage races like Brazil Ride and Andorra Epic, but one of the most iconic moments was wearing the yellow jersey at a Cape Epic. What went through your mind when you became an overall leader in one of the world's toughest races?
It still gives me goosebumps if I think about it. It was actually on my birthday, and me and a good friend Wout, which was my partner in that race, we were joking about it 5 months before. And we're saying like, on my birthday we're gonna get the yellow jersey. And then at that point we found ourselves in the race, fighting for the yellow jersey. And then at the finish line, if you get it, they give the news, hey, you have the yellow jersey. I think it's one of the highlights of my career. And also it's like, if you talk about it 5 months before, actually you can see how strong it can be if you really put a goal in it and you speak about it loud and you visualize it and you work to it. It can happen. So for me it was also a lesson like, oh, it's not only like reading books and doing meditation and think about it, it can actually work. So it was really cool for me and gives me a big boost in my motivation on all age in my career. But yeah, it was a special day, and I would like to do it again, but it's not that easy.
You're also well known for your success in Kenya. The migration gravel race is unique because riders sleep in tents in the wild. How does that look like?
Oof, Kenya, that's another story. It's quite extreme. Kenya it's also, the roads there, they are not made for cycling. They're not clean, they're not smooth, it's just really rough. Stones, rocks, and long days. It can be cold, can be hot, can be raining, can be humid, can be dry. So it's a mix of everything. And the food is completely different on the other side of the world. There's so many aspects you have to think about in that race. And then you sleep in the tent, the shower is just a bucket over your head, and I actually really like it, the adventure part of it. And also when you come back to Europe or to home, it's like, okay, we are very blessed here, and it's not to be mean about Africa in general, but the race is a super nice experience, but it gets you really grounded and happy where you are.
How do you deal with the physical and mental challenges of racing while being so far from the usual comforts?
The best thing is don't think too much. It's just enjoy the moment, because those kind of things, I think people in stage races, they know what I mean. It's like, it's so hard that at the moment you are there, you say like, I had moments in Kenya after 6 hours on the bike, no more food, no more drink, 35 degrees and still 20 kilometers to go, that I say like, what I am actually doing here, I want to go home, I want to cry, I want to go in a bath, I want to go in the jacuzzi, I want to sleep. But actually those moments, they make a difference. They make the memory bigger, and like makes you come back because it was so hard and you did well. And the more extremer the things are, the more harder they are, the more you remember it. So yeah, you have to be a certain kind of people to challenge yourself like that. But also I think things like this after cycling life, I think it also makes you a bit more resilient and a little bit more successful, I hope.
Did you encounter any wildlife during the race?
We do, yeah. There's giraffes, there is zebras, there are all kind of animals on the race, and you actually have to be careful. I remember once we have a whole herd of antelopes, like the small ones, and I was just going full gas because I thought I could go in front of them. But the African riders say, no, I'll slow down, because if you're in the middle of them, they're not gonna take care of you. So it's quite unique.
Beyond the victories, what's the toughest race you've ever done, and what did you take away from that experience?
I think the most difficult races are the one where you really prepare well for. So for example, there's a world championship that you really want to perform well, and then you put a lot of effort in, you sleep, you go three weeks to a mountain to sleep in altitude, you train really hard, you don't eat any bad food for 2 months, and then you start the race and it goes really bad after 1 hour, and you know you're not fighting for the top spots, and then you have to drag yourself to the finish line. You start to think about what you did for the race, how much sacrifice you did, and then it's not going well. But also that are lessons to be made, but that are the hard moments. If you win, it's fine and everything is happy, but the moments you know you put a lot of effort in and you don't have the result, are difficult days.
Stage races put a huge strain on the body. What's your approach to recovery between hard stages?
Good shower first and have food in and just try to relax. I think it's important to have everything ready for the next day fast, so you can really switch off your mind as well. Good siesta, that's always good. It have to be like not too long, so you can sleep in the evening, eat well, take your rest and enjoy it. Don't be too nervous or too stressed. It's gonna be hard for everybody, and you know you're not gonna be as fast on day 3 as day 1, so accept it and make the best out of it.
And of course, nutrition plays a key role in performance. Do you follow a strict diet, and how do you fuel yourself before and during a big race?
With a lot of food. It's the only days in the year that you can eat whatever you want, because everything is helpful, but I really like it to keep it simple, a lot of carbs, rice, pasta, bread, not too complicated, not too much new things, because your stomach is a bit more fragile, because your immune system is a little bit down from the suffering. So a lot of carbs, a lot of proteins, and keep it simple and clean.
When you're traveling so much, how do you balance racing, trainings, recovery, and still keep some normal life rhythm?
You have to have a good manager. No, it's difficult sometimes, because you want to do at home, you want to do other things as well, and you have also a normal life. A lot of things have to happen, but you get used to it at some point. Like the airport is your second home at some point, and you are just you pack your bag in half an hour, because it's a standard routine you do so many times. So you have to enjoy it, and if you feel that it's getting too much or you're not motivated to go on a trip again, it's better to slow down a little bit. But in general, I get paid to travel the world, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna complain about it.
Cycling, especially stage races, is as much mental as is it physical. What helps you push through the hardest moments on the bike?
When I'm suffering, I always think the other people are also suffering. So that's for me one of the key tricks to do that. If I'm hurting, then people behind you or in front of you are also hurting, and it's the most difficult moment in the stage race after 2-3 days is to get on the bike in the morning. Like off the bike, you feel very tired. You don't want to eat anymore. At some point, you're just drained. And then you have to remember, like once I'm racing on the bike, probably I feel good, and just put your mindset there. And afterwards, you have time to recover. So it's always, I think many times when I suffer a lot, I think about the moment at the finish line that I'm just having my drink and having a good time again.
You have dominated so many disciplines, and now you're a gravel champion. What keeps you hungry for success after all these achievements?
I still think I not want to prove myself, but I think I take a lot of care about my body, so I can still go on a high level. And like I said before, I really enjoy riding the bike, going to new places, and as long as I can do it, I think it's something, once you stop, it's difficult to get back at that level. So I'm just stretching as long as possible, and now I'm here in Serbia, and next week I go to Spain, then we go to Brazil, we go to South Africa. So living the dream, and as long as I can do it, I will continue.
Since you started, bikes and equipment have evolved a lot in a short time. What do you think has been the most important development?
If you speak about like the last 10 years, like when we have the disc brakes are coming, it's a big change. Electronic shifting, I don't think it's directly better, but it changed a lot. The bikes are getting lighter, but in general, I think the bike just has to be reliable, and that's the most important. But yeah, the biggest change, I think the electronic shifting and the electronic suspension nowadays are very popular and changing the riding a little bit.
We've talked about how you once called your Olympic hero for advice, and today many young cyclists are inspired by you and look up to you in the same way. What would you tell them?
If I can do it, you can do it. No, I think, yeah, just have fun, go for what you want in life. And I think in general, when you tell me I inspire people, that makes me really happy, because I think cycling is a great way. Nowadays we are inside many times with our phones and everything is digital, and like the physical health is something you cannot find on ChatGPT. It's the human connection you cannot find on ChatGPT. So for me, that's the part that brings my sport, my life together, and that's, yeah, if you inspire this way and have good fun and have a good life, that's what we all want, and that's also like why I'm here in Serbia, just showing people a nice country and see that they can race here and make the best out of life.
Beyond the trophies and results, what are some of the most valuable things cycling has taught you about life and yourself?
Oof, I think one of the things is the biggest lesson is when things don't go well. It's a really good lesson. When I was a young age, I won almost every race because I was already 70 kilo when I was 16 years old, and everybody was still small and skinny, and I could win quite easy. And then I got a really difficult period when everybody was same size as me, as powerful as me. It was harder to win. And I think those moments, they are defining you. Like if you are not learning from them and you don't want to look forward, you're gonna stop quite fast. And I think the bike gives you so much fun. Like I said, you see so many places, and don't stick in the past. Don't stop too many times thinking about what went wrong. Just move forward, learn from it, and try again.
Who is Hans Becking off the bike? What do you enjoy in your free time? Do you have free time at all? And do you follow other sports or hobbies?
It's a bit of a weirdo of the bike. It's I come to rest when I take care of my plants at home. It's something I do. I like fishing. I like being outside. I can be up and down. I can jump around the room being a 12-year-old kid, and I can also start reading books and be really serious and have deep conversations. So I guess a little bit of everything, but mostly somebody that lives his childhood dream and just make the best out of life.
And finally, do you have a message for the cycling community here in Serbia?
I think you have a great opportunity. You have a beautiful country. You have beautiful national parks. I think also you have a great climate. And I think the people I met now here in Serbia, they are very, very strong. They are like the caveman strong people. Like, I don't know how do you say it, like the people that can resist everything. So I think if they have everything, they have to be good cyclists. And it's with everything, there have to be some steps, and you have to inspire people. And I think in Serbia, if you start to have 3 or 4 good cyclists on pro level, then there will be more and more, and who knows. Like I said, Serbia have everything: mountains, good climate, strong people, so it can be the next mountain bike country.
Hans, thank you once again, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Šampion na stazi i van nje Hans Becking.